We are live and we are going to be talking about this crazy Trump news. Solana, XRP, Chainlink, Cardano, you name it. But one of the things I do need to say is it has been a morning, okay? A lot of news broke regarding this Trump family project, all of it. And it's a little bit confusing. So we're going to cover as much as we can today. And then my awesome team is helping me kind of compile everything because it's getting a little bit cuckoo. And then we're going to do some more in-depth dives tomorrow, okay? Because there's a lot going on. So I'm going to try to get through this as fast as possible. I know most of you want to go hang out with your families, have some delicious hot dogs or cheeseburgers, bean and cheese burritos. I have no idea. But first and foremost, before we get started, good morning to the YouTube babes. Good morning to the TikTok and the Twitch and all the other babes. And of course, our channel members. Good morning to Mr. John Germain, Mr. R, Lawrence, Mr. Legend, Cali Crypto. Who else? Everybody else for being here. We've got a poll at the top. What is the best Labor Day food? Cheeseburgers, hot dogs, or pizza? And it looks like cheeseburgers are taking the lead. But let's go ahead and cover the news because there's so much news. Also, big shout out to Lawrence. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. I'm going to go take Lo to go get some hot dogs today. Just kidding. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to take her to get today, but let's go ahead and get straight up into the news. Shout out to David from Twitch because there's a lot. Also, we had a pretty gnarly monthly close, which I'll get into that in a second. But let's go ahead and cover what's going on with Trump, World Liberty Finance, and everything in between because it's really messy and there is a lot of misinformation on the internet. So we're going to do the best we can here, okay? So this comes from Charles at World Liberty Fi, WLFI. This is why I ask you guys to hold on. USD1, which is a stablecoin, is fully live on Solana with a $30 million pool on Ledn. We will launch World Liberty Finance on Solana DEX tomorrow, same time. You can withdraw USD1 Solana through LBank Exchange, KuCoin, and Kraken. Very interesting they used LBank. Very interesting. Also, KuCoin, another interesting choice that they used as well. And Kraken makes sense to me, but again, a little interesting and nothing against them. I'm just surprised, a little bit surprised. I got sand on me. Let's go ahead and go through the timeline over here because there's a lot. There's just a lot, and it's been a morning. Okay. So first, USD1 is now live on Solana. World Liberty's financial stablecoin, USD1, is now live on Solana with $30 million liquidity pool on Ledn. USD1 is fully collateralized one-to-one by fiat, liquid assets, and U.S. Treasuries. BitGo is the custodian. This makes me very happy that BitGo is the custodian, primarily because they're exactly where you want to be for any type of custody stuff. They've been around for a long time, very secure. They've been around, and if you know, you know. But this makes me feel a little bit better that BitGo is involved in it. But other interesting choices of exchanges they use, again, not a bad thing. Whatever. I'm not going to give you the contract address. You can figure that on your own. I don't give contract addresses either. And a stable coin, I don't know why you would want the contract address for that. In addition to that, a lot of people have already been liquidated with this stuff too. Okay. USD1 supports multiple chains, Ethereum, Tron, BNB chain, and now Solana. So that's good. It's multi-chain. One of the things we've talked about heavily is the future is multi-chain. Projects that are able to successfully utilize interoperability. Wonderful. Up to 100 million USD1 tokens have been reserved for DeFi liquidity and integrations. Bonk Fun partners with World Liberty Finance to become the official USD1 launchpad on Solana. This is very interesting. Very interesting out there. Because again, Bonk is a meme coin, which nothing against it. I don't have an issue with meme coins. It's just crazy. Like, this is a crazy story that Bonk is going to be partnered with World Liberty Finance to become the official USD1 launchpad on Solana. They're excited to work along World Liberty Finance. Just a very interesting choice. And that just kind of tells you what the future of crypto is. So we're in this really crazy stage of meme coins out there, which is fine. That's people's business. Again, we can operate in a true decentralized economy where people have the choice to do what they want to do with their money. So that's not an issue to me, but it's just kind of moving forward in my mind. this is telling me the future is tokenization. The future is RWAs. They are going to tokenize everything. Is that a good idea? I don't think everything needs a token. I'm not planning on launching a token. I probably should have, so I can been, grifted alongside with all this money. But not everything needs a token. But this is just telling me the future is going to be tokenization with everything. So it's going to be interesting to see the CFTC and the SEC and the types of laws and regulations they make. Also understand, there's still the accredited investor law. Accredited investor law essentially removes people from, you don't have equal access to a level playing field, because if you have a lot of capital, you get special privileges and whatnot. So I don't know. It's a lot of caveats here, a lot of caveats. But let's keep it going with the news. There's a lot more. Trump backed USD1 to supplement Tether USDC as top stablecoin by 2028. This is from Block Street. Another article that came out. USD1 was launched by World Liberty Finance and Block Street. Block Street co-founder predicts USD1 will be the top stablecoin by 2028, which makes sense because he co-founded it. USD1 launched in April 2025 and has reached $2.5 billion market cap. Block Street aims to integrate USD1 into crypto and TradFi. So essentially, we're going to see the really big integration with traditional finance and crypto. Also, this is not Trump. This is his family members, and these are people that are close to him. So it's not his coin. When we say Trump backed, it's a really easy play on words. NFTs are RWAs. That's what they are. They've merged over into RWAs, tokenized asset. That's exactly what it is. Now, Eric Trunk posted this. We are now live. Our team has always believed in American strength and leadership. With today's World Liberty Finance token launch, we're setting a new standard for financial freedom built on trust, speed, and U.S. values. This is a huge movement of money. Binance was the first one to list. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a stable. That's not a stable coin. Excuse me. I apologize. That was something else. Anyways, sorry. World Liberty Finance, WLFI, is now live on major global exchanges. Binance was the first major to list it. Price started over 30 cents, valuing the project over $30 billion. 24.67% of supply was unlocked at launch, 4 billion tokens unlocked for early investors, and derivatives volume jumped 400% before launch. Not a stablecoin, sorry. I was thinking of something else. There's just a lot of information right now. Also, as far as liquidations go, there's about 265 million worth of longs in the last hour that were liquidated for World Liberty Finance. That's what it was showing up over here. So there's that. And World Liberty Finance is now officially transferable cross-chain secured by Chainlink CCIP with day one support. Day one support includes Ethereum to Solana, Ethereum to BNB chain, and USD1 is also now bridgeable via official Chainlink CCIP bridges. So that's what's going on with the Trump family coin, the Trump family project. Now, it is not illegal for them to launch this. They're doing it. They're launching it within the guidelines that are currently present. Ethically, was this a good move or not? People can argue that all day long. But right now, I think it's very important to pay attention to what big money is doing. And if you are going to follow those and trade and invest, you better take profit quick. And when I talk about taking profit, I'm not talking about selling at all. I'm talking about making a moon bag, practicing risk management. Those types of things will essentially keep you ahead. If you don't do that, it won't end well for you. But that's just my opinion, That's just my opinion, because what do I know? What do I know? Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the markets, because the markets are a little bit interesting right now. Of course, World Liberty Fi is down 12.5%. M is up 21.8%. The market is not doing pretty great at currently. One thing I will say is we didn't cover the Bitcoin monthly close yesterday because I was busy because it was the weekend. But if we take a look at Bitcoin, it wasn't a really great close. So we opened at $115,000. We started trading at $108,000. That's where we closed. And we did get a swing with Kai to all-time high at about $124,000. Now, could this indicate a reversal? It could, very much so. We've got support at $102,000, and we all have more monthly support at about $96,000. There's quite a few traders that are calling for a correction, and this actually might check out for a drop all the way to about $97,000, which would be a nice dip for people. If we take some measurements over here from about 124 down to 97,000, that's about a 22% correction, which would check out. And if that happens, all coins will drop. Me personally, it's not an issue for me. It's really, really, really not. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly chart, see where we close weekly. Weekly also wasn't great. We opened at 113,000 and we closed at 108,000. Not great. We are kind of holding on to support over here. When we do take a look at the daily, we're just kind of going sideways. It does look like we did find a local bottom. So we'll have to kind of, maybe wait for the markets really to open there. Is World Liberty Finance available to purchase in Canada? I have no idea. I don't live in Canada. But if you go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, you can check that out. It says that they're on, I think it's Kraken, Binance, LBank, and KuCoin over here. Taking a look at the 4-hour chart, what's going on here. Let's reset this over here. Let me try to see. Yeah, we're just going to continue to go sideways today, honestly. And it's a holiday, so markets are going to open again tomorrow. But when we do take a big look at the Bitcoin Big Daddy Chad chart, I actually want a cheeseburger right now. That would be good. We're just kind of chilling below 111. So it does look like we might tap onto 102. Realistically, but we'll see. As far as Ethereum goes, Ethereum's not looking great either. We're in a downtrend. We're probably going to tap on 4,100. Again, this could change once the market opens, but right now it's not looking really great with Ethereum. Solana, even though WOFI is on Solana, not looking great either. So the entire markets aren't looking good. XRP is not looking good in any way, shape, or form. Not super fun. Looks like we actually might break support and hit 257. Again, this would be invalidated if we're able to stay above 274 and we get a nice Bitcoin move. Chainlink is dropping as well, especially based off of this news, which is a little bit crazy to me. But again, Chainlink is one of those projects that I have no issue accumulating more of. USD1 is on LBank, KuCoin and Kraken. Thank you, Mixing. That's what I thought. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm confused. There's so much confusion happening. USD1 is on LBank, KuCoin, and Kraken. WLFI is on Binance, Coinbase, and other major exchanges. I don't care about Wrap Luna. Why would I talk about Wrap Luna? The project's probably dead. Cardano is dropping as well. We broke important support, and we could head down to about 77 cents. Hedera unfortunately broke down below support, and it looks like we're going to go a little bit lower. And right now, what do I think about the market? Let's just talk about the market right now for a little bit. A lot of information, a lot of things happening. So with that being said, market's not looking great right now. Today is an American holiday. Part of this could be with the launch of World Liberty Finance and USD1 and all of that stuff. So that can also be a thing too. It can also kind of be a little bit damaging for crypto. It's not really a good look what the president close people are doing. But at the end of the day, one of the things I will say about that is that public servants do it all the time. I'm not giving him a pass, but it is what it is. Very messy, very ghetto. Do we really need to do this? I have no idea. Anyways, let's keep going with the news. There's more stuff. More stuff, guys. More stuff. Also, we have to do we got to do a shout out for the sponsor of the show today, primarily because we are talking about Bitcoin dropping and all of these things, and stuff happens. So what are you gonna do? But where is it? Where's my stuff? Oh, we're going to go ahead and give a big shout out to our partners over at Ledn. Don't sell your Bitcoin, get a Bitcoin back loan. Obviously, you have to talk with your CPA to make sure it's a good idea, but quite a few people are actually taking out loans against their Bitcoin, for different reasons. And this is something that I will be looking into in the near future. But again, you got to talk to a CPA and you have to understand how it works. So shout out to our partners over at Ledn. Getting a traditional loan means weeks of back and forth credit checks and fixed collateral. Bitcoin loans are different. No credit checks, fast approvals, and you can get funds the same day. Shout out to Ledn for sponsoring today's show, and they offer Bitcoin back loans that are flexible and simple. Over here is going to be a post from Ledn. Here's their X page over here. Basically, you get to borrow against your Bitcoin without selling, which means no taxable event. Of course, talk to your CPA, which again, this could be useful if you need cash quickly and do not want to sell your Bitcoin. The loans run for 12 months and you can pay it back when you're ready. Just stay within the terms and make sure to check out Ledn, ledn.io. The link will be in the description. And as always, got to talk to your CPA about this stuff. It's very, very, very important. So super cool. There's going to be a lot more of these coming up. And again, one of the things I like about Ledn is they are with BitGo, which makes a lot of sense, and I like BitGo a lot. But back to Bitcoin price action. This story came out yesterday. Bitcoin whale who sold 24,000 Bitcoin last week is moving funds again. And this was on Friday, I believe. They moved funds from 24,500 Bitcoin wallet, and they just transferred 10,000 with 2,000 Bitcoin already sent out to an exchange. In addition to that, Arkham posted 5 billion Bitcoin whale buying up to 1 billion ETH. A whale holding over 5 billion Bitcoin is currently buying Ethereum. They just started moving 1.1 billion of Bitcoin to a new wallet that had started purchasing Ethereum through HyperUnit. And apparently the whale bought 2.5 billion of ETH last week, and they are still buying. So what does this mean, and why are we talking about it? Why is this a big deal? Well, we're talking about it because Bitcoin is going down right now, and a lot of people think that the crypto markets are manipulated, and that's 100% true. All markets are manipulated. Have you guys heard of the stock market? Now, could this whale have anything to do with the Bitcoin price going down? Could. In addition to that, the market is just not good in general. There's a lot of negative sentiment happening right now. Is that bad? I don't think it's bad. I think really what's going to, what we're going to see happen is we're going to see Bitcoin continue to drop unless we get some majestic rebound. And if that happens, who cares? Who cares? And I posted a video for you guys yesterday kind of talking about what's happening with the market, because a lot of people think crypto is like this get rich scheme, which, yeah, you can make a lot of money with crypto, but realistically at the end of the day, I feel like we often forget what the word investment means. An investment, you're taking a risk to put capital into something and you're hoping that number goes up. If number goes up, you have the opportunity to make money if you practice good risk management. But there's still risk associated with it. So things can get a little bit interesting. But again, crypto was not created to make you rich. It was created as a tool to allow you to own your own money and have financial freedom. That means being your own bank. So just wanted to toss that in there a little bit because things are getting a little bit crazy. Let's get back into the news because there's more to cover. We talked about the liquidations. We talked about Chainlink. Also, Mr. Charles H. made the news. This is from Daily Coin. I don't know. Again, this is a source. I don't know how accurate this is. But they've got Charles on a horse, which is cute. And basically, over here, he's saying that... Where is it? Where did I go with this? Here we go. Cardano actively pursuing partnerships with World Liberty Financial's USD1 stablecoin. Okay, I'm sorry. I confused myself. It's ADHD. USD1 is a stablecoin and World Liberty Finance is the utility coin. Talks are already underway. IOG Chief of Staff in talks with World Liberty's CEO on Cardano integration for USD1. So we'll see how that ends up working out. In addition to that, I guess there is a post with Mr. Charles that Coin Bureau had posted. Charles is saying, do you think for one damn minute I want Ethereum above Cardano? No, I want Cardano to win. The Ethereum versus ADA rivalry may be heating up. I think that rivalries are stupid. I think rivalries are stupid. Why are rivalries stupid? Well, they're not stupid, but that's just competition. Like, we don't need to make this into we don't need to make this into a this versus that. I hold Ethereum, I hold XRP, I hold Cardano, I hold all these different coins because I like to hedge. It's a good thing to do. So I don't want to see any like fighting or bickering, but at the same time, the coin is Charles's coin, and I don't blame him why he wants Ethereum above it. Now, since we're talking about Ethereum, this is Mr. Joseph Lubin from the co-founder of Ethereum, and he's also, alongside Mr. Tom Lee, which I love Tom Lee's thing, not Tommy Lee, which is great, but they're just kind of talking about Ethereum here. So Ethereum co-founder Joe Lubin responds to Tom Lee's statement on Ethereum flipping Bitcoin in terms of network value. Tom Lee says Wall Street will stake and use Ethereum that could flip Bitcoin in terms of network value. This is the thing. We've got Bitcoin and we've got utility coins, and then we have everything else. Bitcoin operates a lot differently than a lot of this other stuff, and that's not a bad thing. But again, to me, Bitcoin is more valuable long term. Just because there's not a real foundation, there's not really a co-founder, there's whales and whatnot, but that's people that either got in earlier that accumulate a lot of Bitcoin. Anybody that has capital can do that. I mean, so Bitcoin to me is more rare as far as more valuable as far as kind of being in its own little entity. Ethereum is a really wonderful utility coin, in my opinion. And yeah, you can do DeFi, you can do all of these things, but at the end of the day, I don't think we should be comparing Bitcoin and Ethereum. But who am I? I'm just a dodo on the internet. So Joe responded, Wall Street will adopt staking and validator operations on Ethereum. Ethereum will replace many siloed financial infrastructure stacks. TradFi firms will need to operate on decentralized rails. And JP Morgan is well positioned due to early Ethereum experimentation. The narrative that Layer 2s cannibalize Layer 1s will be disproven. I don't like Layer 2s, honestly. I just feel like they should have fixed the underlying issue with Ethereum. But Ethereum has 100 times potential from current levels, possibly more. I don't think that, at least right now, until they get the underlying Layer 1 fixed. Ethereum expected to flip Bitcoin in terms of monetary base? No. Bullish case for Ethereum is still underestimated. Ethereum's decentralized infrastructure enables a new economic paradigm. Is Ethereum really centralized or decentralized as we think it is? Trust powered by Ethereum becomes viral commodity. ETH is most valuable. I disagree. I hold a lot of Ethereum too. I think that they both do great things, but I don't think it's good to like pit stuff against each other. That's just me though. I'm just a dodo on the internet. Also too, over the weekend, Amplify files for XRP option income ETF as for proposals for altcoin based funds pile up. I'm going to do a second video for you guys tomorrow about XRP and the valuation with that. So make sure to be around for the 2 p.m. PT videos. I got one coming for you today. Also, Grayscale submits S1 for both their Cardano and Polkadot ETFs. And according to Nate, we kind of covered it over the weekend, but I'll bring it to you guys again. According to Mr. Nate, last week we saw XRP ETF filings, S1 amendments rolling in on spot Solana ETFs, and this broke on Friday. And the reason why this is so important is because when the SEC communicates with these applicants, they're basically telling them what they need to do to get these approved. So it's good. And again, I know this cycle is really rough right now, but I'm really confident that we will see the crypto spot ETFs, a lot of them get approved in Q4 of 2025, and then we'll start to see some nice stuff. But again, I could be wrong, and that's okay to be wrong. I'm just a news commentary person. I'm not a genius. Also, Strategy qualifies for S&P 500 inclusion. Decision can come on Friday. So this is actually would be a really, really, really big deal if it happens. After a record Q2 with 10 billion net income and growing Bitcoin balance, Strategy meets all index criteria as S&P committee prepares its September announcement. So will we see? Will we see that? Also, Kobelski letter. These are the main events for this week, so mark your calendars. U.S. markets closed Labor Day Monday. August, ISM manufacturing PMI data Tuesday. July JOLTS job data Wednesday. August ADP non-farm employment data Thursday. Also Thursday, initial jobless claims data. August jobs report Friday. Basically labor this market. So that's kind of what's happening with what's going on. I'm just here. Shout out to Scott. Scott says, I'm pretty new to all this. I'm still learning, but trying to catch up as quickly as possible. Congratulations, Scott. And thank you so much for being here. One tip of advice I can give you to catch up, don't rush it. Do not rush it because you don't want to get too excited and you don't want to make mistakes, especially when it comes to capital. My best advice to you is to spend at least 10 minutes a day practicing self-education, learning about crypto. The best resources that you can use, they're free resources, obviously my channel. And I do a lot of really short content on TikTok here and everywhere else. And I've got a shorts channel, CryptoWendyO clips on YouTube. Go ahead and watch some of those old ones. I do a lot of educational stuff there. But go to Investopedia and Binance. Binance has a blog and they provide free content. So Investopedia is really great because it's like this big like encyclopedia. Same with Binance blog. So if you're curious about something, just spend like 10-20 minutes a day. Do I invest in crypto and trade? Yeah, I'm heavily invested in crypto. And I actually started my live stream career trading and teaching classes so people learned how to trade. I just don't publicly trade anymore because it's not worth my time. It's just too much drama. But anyways, go to Investopedia or go to Binance blog. They're free resources and you can go ahead and start reading these articles 10 to 20 minutes a day and you'll get a little bit of help there. Anyways, you guys, I gotta go. I got a lot of content to make. I gotta entertain my child for today. I'm sending you and your families all the love. And that's it. I'll be back. I got a video coming out at 2 p.m. PT. I'm going to have a news wrap up for you guys at 6 p.m. PT. So make sure to watch it. It's a short and all this stuff. Send y'all love and light. Bye-bye. Bye, babies.